please. You can.
Yes, please.
Okay. So let me brush through functions quickly, and then we can continue with the goals for the day. So last time, as I was saying, when you compile your C code, it runs the main function from this point all the way to this point, and everything that you put inside here will run. But it doesn't mean you cannot put code outside the main function. All you have to do is to learn how to call the code that you put outside the function. Now, to be able to put code outside the function, you need to package the code in the form of a function, okay? A function will just be something that does a certain dedicated job, and then when it is done, then the main function will continue running from where it called it from, okay? So last time I said, if you want to have a function, the first thing you have to do is to mention the return type of the function. So let's say you can start with void for a function that returns nothing, followed by the name of the function. So let's say the name of the function is bright. The name of the function is bright. And then you can follow it with a bracket like this. And then when you are done, you need to open two curly brackets. One opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket. Now, what we are coming to do is we will print this hello world from the main function, but then we want to print another hello world from a function called bright. So what we are going to do is we will do printf, and then when we do printf, we are going to type another hello world in this. So this is hello world from a function. And then when you are done, you bring your semicolon. Never forget your semicolon. So I want the inscriptions to be formatted well. So I'll put a new line over here, and then I can also put a new line at the beginning of this so that they don't all fall on the same line. And then when I am done, I'll run it and see what would happen. So I will still get what? Hello world. The reason I'm getting hello world is because I have not called the function bright in my code yet. So I can call bright right after this statement. So all I have to do is to mention bright. And then when I mention bright, I bring my two brackets like this, followed by my semicolon. And then I run again. So you notice we have what? One hello world followed by the second hello world. If I make my screen look like this, do you like it compared to the white one?
Yes, sir.
It's okay, sir.
Okay. So I'll use the black screen. So I have successfully called this function in this program. But before you can continue, you need to tell the compiler ahead that, hey, I am using a function and the function has this structure. Okay. If you don't tell the compiler, it will give you some funny warnings, like we saw for the other compiler we were using. Once you call a function without telling it that you have declared this function, it will give you some funny warning. So to just prevent all of that, just copy all of this and then you paste it at the top here and then bring a semicolon at the end. So when you do this, you are going to call this the function prototype. Okay, function prototype. All right, so let's run it again and see the output. So we have the first hello world from the main, followed by the next hello world coming from a function. We can have another function as well. Let's call this one void Ellis. Ellis, what would you like your function to do?
Let's see. It should print then let us see.
It should print let us see. So printf let s see, followed by semicolon. So you just copy the name of the function as well, and then you come down here, you paste it there, followed by your semicolon. And if you want to call your function, just type ls, and then you bring your bracket at the end, followed by your semicolon. So if you run it, you are going to have let us see. Is that clear? Please, does anyone have some questions about functions? Good, 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 good. Now, let me introduce Scanf. You guys have done it yesterday, but let me just run over it again, okay? Okay, so Scanf can be used to read user input from the keyboard, okay? If you ask the person to type something from the keyboard, you can use Scanf to pick it up from the keyboard, all right? So let's say we are getting rid of these two functions, and then we want to ask the user to enter two numbers so that we can add the numbers up and then display the results for the number. All that we can do is okay, so I did something with the previous class. Let me just do that same thing with you as well, all right, to make your life easier. Now, some of you will find it very strange that I just stand up and then I am beginning to write code. Some people will be wondering where the code is coming from my head before I am writing it. How do I know what to put here, etc. If you are asking those kind of questions, you are not alone, okay? Every code that you want to write must come from like you writing the code in a format you understand, all right? Like in English, do this, do that. Example, when we were talking about I asked someone in this group, JDs, to tell me how to let somebody go to a market in Kibera and then buy chicken. And she was able to give me a set of procedures to follow before getting to the market. So it is always good to write the set of procedures down before you even start coding. And when you write the set of procedures you are going to follow in your code down in English, that set of procedures is called a pseudo code or pseudo code, depending on the country your English teacher comes from. All right. So if you want to type a pseudo code, all you have to do is to think of the various steps you are going to have in your code and then write it in English language before you even start typing the code. For example, if we want to add two numbers and we want to ask the user to enter the numbers, the first thing we will enter in our pseudocode would be ask user for first number. Has anybody been able to figure out how to make this typing bigger?
As in the entire text or that particular line?
The entire text. I want to like make it bigger so those who struggle to see.
Try the control key and plus.
Okay. It doesn't work.
Oh, it's working on mine. Sure.
Okay, yeah, it's working on mine. But it's like I'm just zooming my this thing, what's the name? My Chrome.
Yes, but it's now visible.
It's now more visible then.
Yes, please.
That's Jeremiah, right?
Yes, please.
You be genius. Wow. Clap for yourself. All right, so ask the user for what? The first number. All right, and then the second step would be.
So I've got a question. Sorry to continue.
Okay.
You use the two dashes, but doesn't it mean the pseudocode is like some sort of comment?
Doesn't it mean that what?
Like it's a comment.
Yeah, the pseudocode is a comment. The pseudocode is
Okay.
like English language.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So ask the user for the first number. After that, accept input number from the keyboard. Okay, so when you ask the person to enter the two numbers, the person will enter the first number, then you accept it. After that, you ask the person user for the second number. All right. So after the person enters the second number as well, you accept the number from the keyboard again. And then when you are done accepting the two numbers, you can now add the two numbers together. Okay. And then the last step will be display the results. All right. So when you're done displaying the results, that will be the end of your code. So what I have just done here is called the block commenting. I have put a number of text in a block of comments. All right. So what I start from here and then I continue till I get to the end. The other format for commenting is by using the double bar, but the double bar is just for one line. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
So when you are coming to write the code, it is these instructions that you are going to follow. Okay. So I think I skipped some steps. You can actually just do create variables for the two numbers and their sum. You get it? So step one is to create the variable that will hold the two numbers, as well as when you add them, the variable that will hold the sum. After that, then you can ask the user for the first number, and then you save it as the first variable. And then you ask the user for the second number, save it as the second variable. And then you sum the two numbers up, equate it to their sum, and then display their sum. Is that understood? So this is a sample pseudocode, and this is what we are going to follow to write our code. All right, so let's take the first one. Create variables from the two numbers and their sum. So we are going to come here and then say int number 1, comma, number 2, comma, and then sum, followed by semicolon. Okay. You can also use alphabets N1, N2, S1. All right. As long as you declare it and it is fine. That's all.
So I've got a question.
Okay, feel free to ask.
If someone you know that like we made the number 1 and number 2 integers, but if when the user is inputting the values and he inputs floats, what will happen? Will it convert it into if the user inputting the value for number 1 and number 2 instead of inputting
So most of the
integers
time the compiler will cut off the decimal
and
part.
make it an integer? Okay.
Yes. Okay, so we have finished the first task. Now we need to prompt the user for the first number. So we need to come into the main and then we go like printf into brackets. Please enter the first number. If you like, you can put a \n at the end. After that, you bring your semicolon. Now we are coming to use scanf. So you can type scanf, and then inside the bracket, you are going to put 2 quotation marks like this, followed by a semicolon, followed by the placeholder, which is %d, and then you come here and then you bring a comma. After you bring the comma, the next thing you are going to do is to do ampersand followed by the variable you want to read from the keyboard. So the variable will become what? Number 1. Now let me explain this statement. So as I said earlier, Scanf is used to read input from the keyboard. And then once again, you need to use the placeholder to take the variable from the keyboard to assign it to take what is coming from the keyboard and then assign it to the variable, okay? Now, in the code that we are writing, we don't know the address of number 1 in the memory of the computer that we are having, okay? Every computer differs, and where number 1 will be stored, we don't know, okay? So what we are trying to do is we are letting the computer point to the address of the variable number 1, wherever it has created it. This end number is just pointing to that address. And then when it is done, the scanf will equate what is at that address to the variable number 1. Is it understood?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you please come again, sir?
All right. So I was saying that you are entering some number from the keyboard. You can be using different computers. My computer is different from yours. The size of my hard drive is different from yours. Do you all agree with that? Now, we've been able to get a compiler to create a variable in memory of a certain computer. And then the variable is called number 1. We don't know where number 1 is stored. All we are trying to do is somebody is going to type some random number from a keyboard, and we want to put the number that the person types to the location where number 1 has been stored. So when you put the ampersand in front of the variable, all you are trying to do is to point the compiler to the address location where number 1 has been stored. And then whatever you are scanning from the keyboard will be placed at the position of number 1. Is it clear? That's the reason we have the ampersand before the number 1. Understood?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Fantastic. So let's run the code and see if we are making some error. So we run. So the code says, please enter your first number. I'll enter 10. And then nothing happens. Have we made some mistake? No. So let's continue. So the next thing I want to do is I want to print the number that has been received from the keyboard. So I'll do printf, and then I'll go like the number you typed is followed by %d, and then I'll bring a comma here like this, followed by number 1. And then I bring my semicolon here like this. So let me run it again and see what would happen. So enter some number, I enter 10. And then the compiler has replied, the number you entered is what? 10. I believe you all get it now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move on to the next task. So we've accepted input from the what? The keyboard. So we just ask the user for the second number, and then we will add the numbers up, and then we are good to go. So I would like you to take 2 minutes and complete the code for me. All right, everybody. When you are done after 2 minutes, I'll call some random names, and then I'll ask you to share your screen with us. Hi.
So please, they are telling me I'm having some error.
Okay, you can share your screen with me, and then I will be able to help you out. Okay, let me see your code. Scroll up a little, let me see. I want to see like line number 1. Line 1. Okay, now scroll down. So what error are you getting? Wait a little, wait a little. You keep your hand stable a bit. Yeah, so this code should work fine. So let me see the output. It says expected. Okay, go back to the code. Let me see something. I want to see like the end of all the brackets. Have you put all the semicolons there? You see the first line number 5. Put everything on one line. No, not line number 5. Come down. Line number 15, 1-5. Yes, and then you put a semicolon at the end of that one. You see the semicolon line 15. Correct. And then you can now compile your code. Can we see the results?
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Anybody has some? Okay, it's now time to share our screens. When do you say? Can we see your screen, Wendy?
I think there's an error.
Yeah, have you added the numbers?
No.
So where do you think the error is coming from?
So please let me know.
Scroll down a little, let me see.
Supposed to be
Correct. So you can run it
Okay.
again.
So,
You can run it, it should be fine.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so please add the 2 numbers and then show me the results.
Okay, so can I stop sharing?
Yes, please.
Oh, I should. Okay, thank you.
All right. But I'll call you again.
Yes, please.
All right. Hassan Tofik,
Yes, sir.
can we see your screen? Let's see how you added the
Okay.
2 numbers up.
Okay. So I hope you can see my screen. So like
Okay, so enter
When I
2
when
and
I run it, when I run it, says
Mhm.
so I entered the first number.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
You press enter. Wait a little.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So it
All right,
prints out.
that's fantastic. Yeah, that's correct. Clap for yourself. Jennifer, now.
Yep, I'm getting an error, a segmentation error.
Yeah, wait small. Jennifer wants to present her screen to us.
Right.
Hi, Jennifer, are you there? Okay, let
Sir,
me.
please, I'm there,
Okay, please share
but
your
I'm
screen.
not done.
Okay, so please, the one
Should
having
I?
segmentation error, share your screen. Let's help you.
But I've not yet done the addition.
Pardon me.
Let me continue.
So please
Oh.
finish the addition before you share your screen.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Jennifer, please share your screen. Yeah.
Please, I'm not done. Should I still share?
Okay, then I'll give you about 30 seconds more for everybody to finish.
All right.
Okay. Asha Chakupa, can we see your screen, please?
I just joined recently and I'm traveling, so I'm using my phone.
All right. Hi, my very good friend JDs. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
Can I see your screen?
So, I'm getting an error for the last part.
Because the percentage D is not in any quotation mark. So run it, let's see.
Mhm. I don't know, like it's not giving the sum.
Yeah, this compiler is a bit sluggish. So they should all be on one line. So run it again. Type 5 space 6 before you enter. 5 space 6. Enter.
Still not giving the sum. Yeah, I've done it, but I'm not getting the sum still.
I think look at your scanf again. Double check your scanf. Maybe you can split the scanf into 2 operations like we did.
Okay.
Yeah, like we did in the other, like your colleagues are doing.
Okay. So, should I stop sharing?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, sir, please. I'm done doing the addition, and I'm still getting the segmentation error.
Okay, share your screen.
Sorry.
The next person to share the screen is Adim.
Sir, please, a moment. I'm having problem sharing. Okay. Yeah, here it is.
Okay. So you have segmentation error because you cannot print total in that format. You have to use the placeholder. You have to use the placeholder for it.
Sir, please, I do not understand.
So when you come to line 18,
18.
At the beginning of the total,
Yes.
put double quotation marks.
Double quotation marks. Yes, here, double quotation mark.
Yeah, type percentage D. And then you go after the, put a comma between the total and the double quotation mark. Good. And then run it again. Let's see.
Okay.
Are you happy now?
Yes, please, somehow.
All right. Yeah, Adim, let's see your code.
Sir, I'm coming. Just one moment, I'm coming.
Let's see what you are doing.
Something happened to my device. Like, my device has restarted, so I lost everything. So I'm writing it down again.
Okay, we'll wait for you.
Okay, sir.
I see two hands up. Rahel Mugendi, you want to show us your code?
Yes, I'm a bit stuck. I need help.
Okay. When I finish, I will attend to Roger, Osai, and then Jennifer Na. Okay.
Yes, I haven't been able to do the sum for the last part. Yeah.
So the line 22, the same thing that the previous person just did. Instead of typing S1 there, remove that, type percentage D. And then come out. No. There should be a comma after the second double quotation mark. And then you type S1. Are you happy now?
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Jennifer Na.
Okay, so I'm now done.
Okay, can we see your screen? And then in Suga, I would like to see your screen after her. Okay, so enter some number, let's see.
Okay. Let me run it again.
Okay.
Okay. Why is not this? I don't know what the problem is. It was working. Let me.
Yeah, this compiler is a bit sluggish.
Okay. Okay, so please.
All right. Yeah, that's fantastic. Clap for yourself.
Sure.
Okay, Roger Osai. Osai.
Yes, sir. I'm also stuck, so I'm going to share my screen.
Fantastic. No problem.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. You haven't added anything to my code.
Afin.
You just typed what I typed on my screen, nothing else. So you are adding two numbers, you have to accept the second number from the user from the keyboard. Who can teach him? Angel Manzi. Hi, Angel.
Yes.
Please, can you run him
Yes.
through how to finish his code?
Let me see. Can you scroll down?
This is it.
So he has captured the first number. He hasn't captured the second number, and he hasn't done any addition on any numbers. Please help him. I'm listening.
Okay, so let me see. So I think I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think you should mention the sum too. Let me see. Down, you should mention sum equals to, your numbers, let me see. Number 1 plus number 2.
Hi, is this Roger or Peter? Okay, Roger. So how will you accept the second number? Are you with me?
I think I have
so
to write.
Come down to line 20.
Line 20, okay.
Remove the things from that line. Now on that line, write something to prompt the user to enter the second number. No, it's not a comment. You are writing the code.
Can I just write enter second number?
Yeah, so how will you let the code tell the person to enter the second number?
Print PA.
So do it. Okay, you've successfully done that. Now accept the number that the person has entered. So how will you do that one?
Scanf.
So do that. Okay, so Roger, what do you have to do next? Roger, what do you have to do next?
I think I have to write the sum.
Okay, so do the sum now.
Okay.
So copy that line and then place it under your last line in the main. Copy all of it. Cut it. Yeah. So what do you need after that? You need a semicolon. And then after that, what do you think you should do next?
Run it.
So no, that's see what you've done here is line 10. Add the two numbers together. So what should you do next?
Please, I'm not sure.
You see, line you were following some instructions, right? Create variables for two numbers and their sum. You've done that. Ask the user for the first number. Have you done that? Accept the input number from the keyboard. Have you accepted it? Ask the user for the second number. Have you done that? Accept input from the keyboard. Have you done that?
Yeah.
And then add the two numbers together. Have you added them? Have you added the numbers together?
Yeah.
Hi, Roger.
Yeah.
So according to our pseudo code, we are now coming to execute number 11. That's display the results of the two numbers you have added.
Yes, sir.
So display it for me to see. No, so come to the code, don't run it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you press enter. So use printf and then you display the sum. So the sum of the two numbers is
Line. I should copy line 20.
no. Just type the sum of the two numbers is.
Okay.
And then you add the sum there. How will you let the sum appear over there? Please, who can help him? Samuel Adetula. So Roger, what do you have to do next?
The placeholder.
So after that, the double quotation mark. Comma. What do you have to type there now? Okay, so try running it. Let's see if it will work. Enter some number.
Sir, I'm done.
Okay, I'm coming. Enter.
Okay.
The second number. Press enter again. Let's see. Click on run again. Mhm. Enter the second number. All right. So are you okay now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Adim. Followed by Ernestine. Adim, let's see your screen. Adim, are you there?
Yes, sir. I was talking, but my mic was off. Sorry.
So let's just
This is
see
it.
your screen.
Okay. I am opening my video.
Are you coming by video or you are going to like?
No, I am coming by video. I have opened my phone's camera.
Okay.
Because my laptop didn't want to. Should I show you the output?
Okay, so let me see the output.
Hey, this is it. This is it, sir.
So run it, let me
Are
see.
you able to see?
Yeah, enter, run it,
Okay.
let me see.
It says enter number. Okay,
To enter something.
I've entered 34. 56. Total is 90.
All right, that's fantastic.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'll clap for myself.
Fantastic. Clap, 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 clap. Ernestine.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
So enter the number. All right. So this is fantastic. So let's move on. Okay.
Sir.
Hi.
Sir, please, I have a problem.
Okay, share your screen.
Okay. So when I entered the first and second numbers, that's what I got.
Scroll down, let me see. like to the last end of your code. Run the code again, let me see. Are you running it?
Yes, sir.
Nothing is coming. Run it again. So this compiler is a bit sluggish. All right, so enter the number. No, you don't click run again. Just enter the second number.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
So I've got a problem as well.
Okay, feel free.
So yeah, this one. So when I run it,
So someone has given you a suggestion. JD says you should remove the ampersand from the printfs. So what you are seeing there, those are the addresses of the numbers. No, from the printf, you see line number 8, line number 13, line number 17.
right?
So those numbers you are seeing are the addresses that are being pointed to.
Okay.
So remove the ampersand from the beginning. No, from the beginning of the variable.
From the beginning of the variable.
Yeah, correct. 13. Correct. Sum. Compile. So that was a lesson on pointers.
All right.
Is it working now?
It's still not running. I'm waiting for it to come.
Wait for it a little to run. Run it again.
Yeah, this is working.
Yeah, so enter the number.
So it just like jumps. I didn't input the second number, but it just.
It looks like this compiler is about to crash. Try it again, let's see.
Yeah, I cleared it. I'm trying to rerun.
Can you run it, please?
Yeah, I'm actually trying.
And it's not running.
No, it's not.
So even on my side, it's not running.
Everybody's side is not running.
Also, could I try with the code chef or something like that?
Online GDP.
No, with the code chef.
It says it's under. Pardon me.
The code chef one.
Yeah, you can use that.
Okay, then okay. Let me stop and then switch. Right. Yeah, so then it just assumes the number I punched in was 0, unless I did something wrong again. It gives me a sum of 0.
Let me see, scroll up a bit. Are you sure you are not the one who crashed the first compiler?
I wouldn't know.
Because you just ran your code and everything is gone. It was showing you addresses on that, the addresses of the locations of those memories. And you can actually target them and then
Hello, sir.
put something up there.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, sir. Could he like consider putting like removing some of the spaces and let's see what happens. So like
Okay, so let him remove some of them. Let's see.
The first number, you see. So bring put your cursor at 7.
At 7.
9, 7,
yeah.
yes, and backspace. Then line 11. No, please maintain the space between 7 and 8. Then go to line 11 and backspace. Okay, then come to line 14 and backspace and listen. Oh.
Paste your code in the chat box. Let's see if we can run it.
Right. Wait, sorry. So that's it right there.
So who can tell us what the problem is?
I don't know, but I think it's running here.
It's running, but it's not behaving well at my side too. I also don't see any problem.
Please, mine is also working.
Okay. So maybe it's a problem from the compiler.
Okay. Okay then. But so what if it hits me somewhere like when I'm trying to work or something?
I think OpenGDB will be back again. It was performing better than the rest. Okay, can we move on? All right, so okay, so I would like to introduce some few other things. The first one I like to talk about is how you can declare constants. Okay, constants. So constants are variables that don't change across your code. All right, like the way we have pi. Pi is equal to what? 3.14. And then you can add some other further decimal numbers. Your name doesn't change unless you go do some crime and then you have to change it and run away to some country far away from where you are staying. All right. So we can consider those things to be constants. So in C programming, you can write constants using what you call the hash defined statements. So you can go like hash define, and then you provide a name for your constant. Let's say my constant is called name. And then the next thing I want to do is to type my name. So I can type Tally Nicholas.
Sir, please, you can't
You're
see
not
us.
sharing your screen.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, please. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have hash define name. Now with the hash define, you don't put any semicolon at the end. All you have to do is to what? Provide the name of your constant followed by the value of it. All right. Now, if the constant you are declaring is a number, all you have to do is to do something like hash define, and then you say pi followed by 3.14. Is that cool? No semicolon at the end. So you can declare a variable, let's say float, and then let's call out a variable circle, and then we bring our semicolon. And then we can say, please enter the radius of a circle. And then you can use the keyboard to read the radius. So you can go like Scanf into brackets, percentage D, followed by the name of the variable. So let's call that radius. So let's declare another variable at the top, int, and then let's call the int radius, followed by semicolon. After that, we put our semicolon at the end of this. So we can go like circle equals pi times radius times radius. Followed by semicolon. And then you can go printf into brackets, the area of the circle is %f followed by the comma followed by the circle. Now let me explain my code. Very simple code. I have declared two variables, and then I've also declared two constants, but I'm using just one of the constants. The first variable circle would hold the area of my circle, and then the second variable, which is an int, will hold the radius of my circle. And then I prompted the user on line 10 to enter the radius of a circle. After that, I used the keyboard to read the radius that the user has entered. After that, I equated the variable circle to pi, which is a constant I had declared at the top, times radius times radius. After that, my goal is to print the value of the area. Now, I've introduced %f. %f is for reading variables that are what? Float. I mentioned it the last time. And then I've also introduced a new variable type called what? Float. This is used for declaring numbers or variables that are decimals. Is that cool? So let's run it and see if it will work.
It won't work.
Why?
Your spelling of the radius, line 12, the first radius.
Okay. It's actually not even compiling. Okay, so it has prompted me that my radius wasn't typed well. So let me run it
So
again.
line 6.
Say line 6, spelling of
Yes.
radius in line 12, corrected by made a mistake. You've changed the I and U, line 6.
Okay. Sorry, somebody is screaming in the background. Please,
Yes,
my
sir.
code up now.
Yeah, wonderful.
All right, so enter the radius of the circle. Let's say 7. Enter. Segmentation fault. What did I do wrong? Who knows what I've done wrong?
Say line 11, the Scanf side. You're supposed to add an ampersand to the radius.
Correct. So enter my radius 7. So the radius of my circle is what? 153.860001. Is that cool?
Yes,
Any
sir.
questions? Any questions? So another thing I can do is I can prompt the user, please enter your name. So I can go like printf, and then I'll go, hi, please enter your name. And then, all right, I don't have to ask the person to enter your name. I just go like, your name is, and then %s followed by comma, followed by name. So let's run this one again and see. Please enter the radius 7. And then it prints that your name is what? Tally Nicholas. So let me format it nicely. I do \n at the beginning, and then I run it once more. Enter your radius 7. So my area is what? 153.86, and then my name is what? Tally Nicholas. I've also introduced another placeholder with what? %s. So the %s is reading the constant I saved at the top called what? Tally Nicholas. Is that cool? Yeah, my code is working.
Yes, sir. It's cool.
Yeah. Any questions?
So percent
S is for like all constants.
Yeah, it's for a
on the
string.
bracket.
It's for a string. So let me try something else for you to see. So I can do another one. I can say hash. Sorry, this one I'll not do hash. I'll do car followed by my name, and then I'll bring these two boxes at the end of it. And then I'll say equals followed by two curly brackets like this. Nick Furious. And then this time, because it is a variable I am declaring, I'll end it with a semicolon. Okay. And then I can go like printf, and then into brackets, I'll go double quote my nick name is, and then I'll do %s followed by comma followed by my name semicolon. So let me run this and see what would happen. So let's enter the radius 7. So let me format this properly. And then I will explain the code from there. So enter my radius 7 again. So the area of the circle is this. My name is Nicolas Talley. My nickname is Nick Furious. All right. So the last thing I introduced is called the character array. It's called the character array. And in the character array, it is of the type car. All right, car. And then the name of my car array is my name. Actually, in this box, you are supposed to put the number of characters in your array into this box. But I've decided to not to put the length of the string over here. And then I've initialized it to what? Nick Furious. All right. So once again, I have used the %s, which is the placeholder for string, to hold the value of the variable my name. Is that cool? Any questions?
So I have a question.
Okay, feel free to ask.
So does it mean that if you don't bring the those two brackets, it's only one letter that I can take, the car?
So let's try it and see what would happen. So let's run. Have you seen what has happened?
Yes.
Good. But if I do like this, it will accept it. If I do like this, it may accept it. Okay, it won't accept. So I can do this. That's the single quotation mark. I can do something like this and hope that it accepts it. So let's run. Correct. Now it has accepted this, but this is what I want.
Okay.
All right. Any questions? So I believe the task I have given you, you are able to see some clues from what we are doing. So maybe I can paste this code in the chat box for those of you who may want to refer to something like this when I'm not here. All right. Okay, can I move on? This place is too quiet. Oh.
Say we are here. Say we are here. Please move on.
I'm here.
I've been talking since 10 o'clock in the morning.
No. We're just wondering.
Sorry,
We're
the
just
background
wondering.
noise. If you're on mute, it's really noisy.
If I unmute.
Now, if we unmute, it will be noisy. But just know we are here. We are here. We are here for you.
It feels like I'm alone doing programming on my computer and talking in the air.
No, sir.
The Mohammed sound is.
Okay, Mohammed.
Sir, please, based on what you just did, like it seems like if you want to define a constant, you use the hashtag define, right?
Yeah.
But then I was reading the PDF and I also came across the const keyword.
Yeah, you can use that one as well.
Okay, sure.
Actually, C is a very flexible language and it allows you to do a whole lot, but it is also very strict. You can't do a lot of things your own way.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You know, the main reason I am asking you guys to learn C now is because you get along and then you start learning some languages that are fairly easy and you begin to think that programming is all about those easy languages. If you go meet the real world, you'll be compelled to learn C and you may find it too difficult. That's the reason we are asking you to learn pure C now. And then when we introduce the easier languages, you just find it so easy. Okay. A background in C will help you to go very far. But if you continue learning the easier languages, I don't know.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Jeremiah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you wish you learned C in freshman year, or you prefer to still have learned Arduino?
I think C before Arduino.
C before Arduino.
Yes, please.
All right. So that's coming from someone who completed HSC. All right. So let's move on.
Sir.
Hi.
Sir, I don't know, but at least like my compiler is not like I'm trying to run my code, but it's not coming.
Close the tab and reopen a new tab. Make sure you copy everything into your clipboard before you do it.
Okay.
Mine is also misbehaving. Are we good? So the last thing I'll do, then I'll vanish, is let's now learn how to take some decisions. Okay, let's learn how to take some decisions. So we are going to ask, what example should I use which is different from your colleagues' own? Okay, so we will ask the user to enter a number. And when the user enters a number, we will tell the person whether the number the person entered is greater or less than a certain number we already know. Okay, so I'll clear everything from my screen and then we do it together. All right, so Control A, I erase everything. So let's start afresh once more. So we do hash include, we do forward, we leave a comment first. This code will help us learn if statements. The writer is All right. So we will include the usual things, hash include, and then stdio.h, and then int main, and then we bring so this is the basic code that we have. Now we want to define the constant that we will be comparing our variable to. So let's go hash define, and then I'll call that variable some number, and then that some number will be 10. No semicolon at the end. Okay. And then I'll define another variable, let's say int, let's call it Jeremiah, and then Jeremiah will not be initialized. So we are going to prompt the user to enter a certain number. So printf, please enter a number for analysis. Followed by new line so that the user can type and be very happy. And then we are going to use scanf to read scanf, and then we bring our double quotes followed by %d, and then the variable we are storing it in is called Jeremiah, followed by semicolon like this. And then we want to print the number that we have captured from the keyboard for debugging purposes. So the number you entered is, and then you do %d followed by comma, and then Jeremiah. So let's run this code and see what would appear. So please enter a number for analysis, 10. Okay, so who knows what the problem is with my code?
Once again, no ampersand at line 10.
Correct, no ampersand at line 10. I'm deliberately making those mistakes for you to see where you may be going wrong. Okay, even though I appear like I am typing something I'm sure of, that's how you're also going to behave. You'll be sure of your code, but you'll be making mistakes whilst you are typing. So you click on run, and then please enter a number for analysis, 10. And then the number I entered is what? 10. Now, we are coming to use the if statement. The if statement is having a similar format to how we write our main. That is, if you write if, you have a bracket like this, followed by 2 curly brackets like that. So have you seen this? You start with the if, followed by the bracket, followed by an opening curly bracket, followed by a closing curly bracket. But instead of leaving this bracket empty, you are coming to put a condition inside the bracket. For example, we can say everything that you can ask somebody, if he comes, if somebody comes, it means that when the person comes, something should happen. If the person doesn't come, something should happen. So you are left with a binary option. If Man City wins the game, meaning Man City has 2 options, to win or to lose. Okay, so you can type if Arsenal loses the game, okay, or if COVID, no, let's not do anything COVID. if we master programming. If we master programming, we will build a rocket. Do you get the format? So with the if statement, the condition is always in the bracket, and what will happen after the condition is normally followed inside the main curly bracket. Understood? Now, in the case where this condition is not met, you can have another option here, which is you can type else, and then you also bring two curly brackets like that, and then we won't be able to go to space. Okay? So something like this. So we can say if we master programming, we will build a rocket. If we don't master programming, we won't be able to go to space. Is it clear? So all you have to do is to embellish this with programming language, and then you are good to go. So let's say here we are doing if some number is greater than Jeremiah, then we can say printf into brackets we will go to space. Now, if the number is not greater than it, then we won't go to space. All right. So let's run this code and see what would happen. So we run the code. So please enter a number for analysis. I will enter 20 because I want to go to space. So the number you entered is what? 20. We won't go to space. Is there a problem with our code? Some number is 10, right? And I've entered 20. So let me enter some number that is less than 10 and let's see how it will behave. So let's say 8. So in this particular case, we can see clearly that some number is what? Greater than what? Jeremiah. And then it has given me what? We will build a rocket. But in the case where some number, which is 10, is not greater than Jeremiah, it gave us what? We won't be able to go to space. All right? Is it cool? Any questions? Yeah.
Please, they are saying I've done some errors.
Okay, so show us your screen. I'm taking mine off. I can see a first one. Even my head is giving me compiler error. So the first rule for declaring variables is you don't put any space between your variables.
Okay.
So K Owusu could be K underscore Owusu or K Owusu, no space. Correct. Fantastic.
Still.
So what's the error you are getting? Let's now go. So check the end of line. Wait, be stable. Come back. Line 10. So run it, let's see. Is it running?
No.
So someone is prompting you to, okay. Hold on, keep your hand stable. Let me look at your code. Go up a little. No, up, like to the end of the code.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, a moment.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so check line 10 again. So
Okay.
run it again, let's see.
Okay, that's come. Thank you.
So let's see what has come there. Anchor, what?
Pardon?
Read what you wrote there, let me see.
Anchor familiar and coin. Yeah.
Are you grass cutter meat?
I'm just
Hey.
All right, for those who don't understand what he wrote, he said, use me to prepare soup. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Please, any questions? So who at this stage cannot do the assignment I have given? Everybody can do the assignment, correct? Yeah, Adim, you have a question?
Yes, sir. When I was reading the list of questions for the assignment, like the first one has caused a confusion to me.
Okay. You can read it. Let me
I don't
explain
know.
what.
Hold on. I'm coming. Yes, it is not the fourth, the third one.
Okay.
The third one.
What did the question say? I forgot what I wrote there.
It says there are four salary range paid to workers of spearmans 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and $7,000 a month for band A, B, C, and D. Write a C code that accepts a number ranging from 0 to 1,000 to 10,000 and select the salary band for the worker.
Yeah, that should be easy for you to do, right?
I'll try, sir. I'll try.
Okay.
We'll try.
Okay. All right, give it a try. Maybe the only clue I can give you is refer to switch statements. It makes your life easy. You can refer to switch statements in the book.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, Eja Abuaji Ochre.
Sir, I wanted to ask what an error meant. Stack smashing.
Can you share your screen?
It's one of the questions from the assignment.
So you said what meant?
Stack smashing.
What mansion?
Stack. S-T-A-C-K. Then smashing.
S-T-A-C-K. Hey, it's also in the assignment I gave you.
No, I was doing one of the questions and I got a start smashing error. They brought start smashing detected. So it
I
terminated
don't know
the
what you were
code.
typing in your code.
Okay.
Unless I see the code before I can be able to help you with the error. And I have never seen that error before.
Okay. Then let me delete the top part, then I'll show you the rest.
All right.
Okay. So it was running them throughout, and when I got to the last print statement, so all done. Instead of bringing it, they brought start smashing detected.
You included a mass library, right?
No, I allowed the user to input the mass.
No, the library number 21, line 21.
Yes, I included it because there was a power. I used power while I was doing the code.
Can you also see that you have declared stdio twice?
I've declared?
You've included stdio twice.
No, this is from the first, what we've been doing in class.
So you have to like take it off before.
Yes.
Run it again, let me see.
Should I bring everything back? I deleted the top part because it's a question from the assignment.
Okay, you know what? Let's talk by email.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? All right, so in the absence of further questions, we'll talk on Tuesday. I wish you a happy weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Really?